everybody, how are you doing? I hope you're doing really well. So for today's video, it's something slightly different. I have got my phone here. I'm going to take it off charge actually, that might be a good idea. I have my phone here and I've got 12 gluten-free facts for you. Some that you may not have known before, some that you may have heard of, and I just thought this would be interesting as I have got a gluten intolerance, but I'm not celiac. So, number one, everyone with celiac disease is gluten sensitive, but not everyone that's gluten sensitive is celiac. So, for example, I have a sensitivity, but I don't have the issues that someone who has celiac disease. So, I can't eat, I think it was rye and barley I'm okay with, but wheat is a big no-go for me. But if someone has celiac disease, they can't have it whatsoever. Number two, gluten can cause an autoimmune disease. Now this is an interesting thing because I personally am currently speaking to the doctor about possibly having an issue with my immune system, and it can be linked to being gluten sensitive. Number three, there are over 200 medical conditions that gluten can either cause, contribute to, or make worse. Now that I thought was another really interesting fact to have, especially knowing myself that I didn't know that they can cause so many different problems. Number four, gluten is a common cause for iron deficiency. So if you have an issue with gluten, your iron levels may be a lot lower than what they originally were previously or compared to other people. So that's an interesting one. Gluten is a common cause of vitamin B12 deficiency. So I personally struggle to absorb vitamins the way majority of people who can eat a normal diet would. So that's interesting. Next one. There is a form of gluten in corn that can cause inflammatory damage. So that is something you must be really careful for, because obviously we don't want any damage to your bodies. It's really good for you to eat gluten-free if you need to, for sure, because you don't want to damage yourself more than what your body would do, if that makes sense. Next question. Excessive gluten consumption can cause both excessive weight gain and weight loss. So for me, I was in my first year of uni and I was getting quite big, and I mean it wasn't a problem as such, but I was so unwell, and coming off gluten I dropped the weight. And it doesn't happen to everybody, because some people it can be the complete opposite way around. So they might be really skinny, then they drop it and they put on weight. But for me, I was also quite ill, as well as having the wheat situation. I lost about 30 kilograms of weight just through being ill and also stopping eating wheat. So yeah. I'm just seeing if there's my other ones. So apparently gluten can cause asthma symptoms, which is really interesting because I am asthmatic as well as having an issue with gluten, and there are times where I do struggle, and especially if I slip up and I eat wheat, I tend to find it harder to breathe than normal. And now that fact I didn't know until I did my research, and I'm amazed by that. Gluten can cause issues with your thyroid, which is another thing that does get tested with when you first go to get tested. I'm not sure if it does for everybody, but some people, and I did as well, I had to get tested for my thyroid to see if there was an issue there before testing for my wheat intolerance. gluten can cause liver damage. So I know majority of people think, are you sure? Because alcohol does that. No, gluten can cause a damage to your liver, and it can also cause your gallbladder to malfunction. Now, I didn't know that until today, so I am going to be careful what I eat, because also people have said that if someone in your family has an issue with their gallbladder, it tends to be passed on. Not always, but it can be. And I'm going to do one more for today, and I'm going to do this one, because this one's very important. If it says gluten-free on the label, it does not mean it's healthy. So you can buy a gluten-free cake, it's still got the fat, the sugar, all the ingredients. It's just, it's made with gluten-free flour, for example, rather than wheat flour. So it's still unhealthy for you. Just because it says gluten-free, it does not mean you can eat 10 of them and you'll be like, you won't gain the weight, if that makes sense. You still need to stick to a healthy diet, and that's what people seem to think as well, that if you're gluten-free, your diet can't be healthy, you must have loads of processed foods. No, because honestly, I love my fruit and veg, and I love creating different dishes with them. So yeah, lost count of how many I did there, because I ended up scrolling through different ones. I was only going to do 12. I don't know if I've done less or more, but hey ho. I'm sure there will be more coming if I find more out. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button, click subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!